Hello, welcome. Dramatic. Hi, welcome to our first stream of 2022. Even though I meant to check the last time I streamed. It was probably like before September. So that's good. Hopefully everything's set up correctly. I didn't actually set anything up, but I say that every single time. It is go time, and I know our mod here is saying I'm late. I know I was late because I had to set everything up. But here we are. Today we are just going to draw. I don't know what. My brain is saying like make up alien characters or something today, but usually I use a random generator to come up with cartoon characters for me to draw, so I can do a little bit of that too if I can figure out where the heck the text file I had that had the list of all the characters in it. I think it's in my documents. Here, I'll draw. We can draw something really quick so you guys have something to look at while I set everything up. If this is, why did it say bro? I didn't hide the bro button. Oh, there you go. Free. There's a free bra on the house. Here, let's draw something right here. I see somebody's icon is Gur. I usually draw Gur first and foremost, anyways. So here, I also have a print drawing of Gur like right next to my desk. So, I know exactly what he looks like. He's got like this going on. Gur never, like, Zim characters don't ever face forward. That's not correct. The Zim characters don't like face forward that often though. They kind of have like the Phineas and Ferb thing going on. Like here's Gur facing forward, and he's diagonal because everything I draw ends up being slanted for some reason. There we go. He's sitting. He looks like some sort of like blind bag figure. This way. Oh, those are good ears. Those are good ears. Now, yeah, this is mostly for practice for me because I have no. Wait, no, he has a zipper. You idiot. There you go. There's the zipper. This is literally practice for me because I haven't drawn on my computer in a long time. I'm trying to think the last time I did it, and I honestly can't think of it. But there we go. That's a New Year's resolution of mine, is to draw. Because I kind of stopped because I realized anytime that I spend drawing, I should probably spend making a video instead. Which is something I definitely actually kind of did a lot of last year. I made a lot of videos. I meant to count it too. I have like a Google document thing set up so that every month I try to like review how many videos I made and stuff and how they performed. And I'm like 2 months behind on doing that. Hand sanitizer moment. I'm glad to know that that the hand sanitizer, ooh, his skin is gone. I'm glad to know the hand sanitizer emoji is still there. Does YouTube have any new emojis? Or emotes? I guess they're not emojis are like their own branded thing, I guess. There we go. There's Gur. Can I make my own Pokemon? Here he is. It's great. Oh wait, I didn't. Not coloring in the zipper there actually made it like have a zipper color because that's the background color. I think YouTube lets you, like, if I turned on channel memberships, I think I could have custom emotes that way. But I don't know. Channel memberships is something I have to look more into, I guess. But it seems like something that isn't worth anybody's time paying for. Like it's much more helpful for me as a creator if you just like watch the ads on my videos or support a Patreon or something. I feel like a channel membership is kind of a weird thing. Okay, yeah, I wanted to get my random list of Nickelodeon characters. This is my Adventure Time list, Nickelodeon character list. Here we go. Even though I probably, I've done this too many times. I got to add more to this list or something to make it more interesting. Also, does the music sound okay, or do you not hear it at all? It's probably better if you don't hear it at all, but just there for background noise. All right, my list says draw Rocco, so you know what? Here we go. We'll draw Rocco next. Why not? He's just gonna look exactly like Gur. Like this Gur drawing probably looks more like Rocco than it does look like Gur. That's a big Well, what do Rocco characters? They don't have like this going on, do they? That's like how I draw Patrick. I think he has kind of. I feel like Rocco's drawn differently. Like I'm in my head, I'm seeing like a stock image of Rocco where he has like smaller circular eyes, but I feel like in the show he's more commonly drawn with like elongated eyes. There we go. We'll do something like that. There we go. See, this is something I gotta work on. Is where like I can't make circles. They're always lopsided, like weird cucumbers. There we go. Let's do this. Get that going. Get his eyes going. This is our okay. Change of plans. This stream will be drawing characters that I wish were in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Oh, my dog's barking. You could probably hear that. Probably trying to escape because somebody opened the door. Oh, I hope you can't hear that. He's so loud. Rocco doesn't wear pants either. This is like Minecraft Rocco. Does he have a tail? Does he have a tail? I think he doesn't. He has like a big tail. And if he doesn't, then that's like a Mandela effect type of ordeal. There's his little feet and shoelaces. Can you tell I've watched a lot of Rocco? I kind of did, because when I was younger, I went through, I probably talk about this all the time, but I had, the phase that everybody has where they're like, the older cartoons are better, and then you watch like a bunch of older cartoons. And then like you grow up and then you forget that you watched them. He's lighter than that. I rewatched a little bit of Rocco when his movie came out, which was like 2 years ago now. He also doesn't have arms yet. We'll get to that. Am I doing requests? Not necessarily, but I guess if I see something in chat that I'm like, okay, I'll do it. But, don't be sad if I don't do what you say. That doesn't mean I think anything of what you said. Or does it? This is always legs aren't closed. Oh, we're spending a little too much time on this Rocco. That's something I need to do again. Is whether or not it's with my friends, I need to do like another video where I'm goofing around drawing like stupid stuff within a time limit or something. Those ended up being funny. I don't know if many people really watch those, but those ended up those were funny to edit. And when something's funny to edit, that means that it was worth me making it. There we go. He has no arms. He's just not gonna have arms. Who cares? This is an abstract drawing of him. He's got like, he's got triangles on his, the Doritos. He's got that 80s type thing going on, except the show's from the 90s. There we go. Let's shrink him. I haven't used this software in so long. Freeform. There we go. No, we won't do that. We don't want to ruin the quality here. There we go. I could probably try to fit one more thing on here. He does have a tail. Make him small. We can make everything small at the end of the day. Here, why don't we do that? We'll just we'll put him on a new layer and make the new layer of version small. There we go. I think that's small enough. Then we can. No, I like to keep him at the top. And then we shrink everything. And then by the end of the stream, we fill this entire page with shrunken drawings, except Probably not, because that'd probably be a lot of work. Freddy Fazbear. Amp, I know you told me to draw Freddy Fazbear before I started the stream. I can't. Freddy Fazbear is very hard to draw. Because he is an anthropomorphic animal. And that's not something I can do. Okay, you said it again, but you lowercase glam rock. Shut up. Microscopic. I saw Daggett from Angry Beavers. I can do that, I guess, from memory, anyways. Another character that's not only is Daggett and you know, not only is there not any Angry Beavers representation in Nickelodeon All Stars, there's just kind of no Angry Beavers representation like by Nickelodeon at all. Like I feel like when they act like oh we got all the 90s you know, things all the time, they never bring up Angry Beavers. He's angry, so he's got to be a little more like, gonna kind of look like Crash Bandicoot probably. Oh, that was good before I messed that up. Make that straighter. Sure. He's hard to. It's like visualizing him in my head. Angry Beavers is definitely a show I gotta look at. I didn't even know until because like I said with Rocco, like I've watched some Angry Beavers like when I was younger, but I didn't know until a while after that Daggett was voiced by Zim's voice actor. Now what the heck is his like shape? This is my problem with that. Like my style instinct is to just make everything have big eyes, but he actually probably has like small eyes because his body's like, you know, he's got like a mole thing going on. I mean, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that, but not quite. Because I know he has like feet that are just like this, doesn't he? Like just something like this. Hey, did Angry Beavers have Funko Pops? I suddenly feel like I'm seeing how many toes does he have? I'm suddenly like seeing Angry Beavers Funko Pops in my head. And his hand. Probably 3 fingers. He can be waving. My instinct is to draw him like flipping everyone off, but that's not nice. But he is angry. It's in character. There, razor sharp. That's good enough. I'm gonna pull up a picture of him after this so that we can get a comparison. Also, what the heck is the other beaver's name? And I can see that chat's moving a lot, but I have to look down at my phone to see it. I got it. We gotta color this first, and then we can check. It's probably too light. A little too light. That's too, I don't know, it's like too saturated or something. It's hard to get a brown color when you're using a color wheel. That's good enough. That's probably the same exact color that I had before, but shh. Norb? No, yes. His name, the yellow one, was Norb, I think. What weird combo of names. What if George Lopez was in Brawl Stars? You know what? That actually brings up a question that you just made me think of. What was George Lopez, like, what channel was that originally from? Was that actually just from Nick at Night? Or was that on, like, CBS or something? That's the thing I never questioned before in my life. Not that I ever even watched it. It's always like a meme people say, like, oh, you wake up at 4 a.m. and George Lopez is on. I don't know. I feel like Full House, at least whenever, like, Nick at Night was on, like, I feel like it was always Full House. Something ain't right. He has, like, lines to, like, simulate his fur, like this going on. Oh, and his teeth aren't colored in. And his other arm is not colored in. Okay, that actually turned out pretty good. It's more like, maybe it's more like an Angry Beaver's like OC. But I like this one. This is a good drawing right here. This is what you come here for. Whoops. Get him right there. I don't know what, he's got like a million toes. Let me get a picture of him. Full House and George Lopez kind of rotated, but Full House was always on more. Yeah, I think kind of probably what they did was like they would show Full House first, like when the channel switched over, because Full House is like a family show. Not even like anything from, especially compared to Adult Swim, anyways. Like nothing from Nick at Night was actually like traumatizing. So it's not like they had to rotate it, but I guess, I don't know. I guess Nick at Night in my head is more just like, you know, live action stuff that probably had like raunchy jokes. Well, here we go. Here's Angry Beavers for us. He does have hair. Now that's something I don't remember like at all. He's got like spiked hair in the back. That's good enough. He's got yellow eyes. Listen, from memory, that's pretty good. This looks more like a Pokemon. But from not seeing this character for probably like 6 months, that turned out okay. George Lopez was always on at 3 a.m. Mr. Cryptid, do you anime? Question mark. Listen, if I could draw anime, that's the only thing I would draw. But anime is extremely hard to draw correctly. But I guess that's I guess you're just supposed to practice. Rose is saying draw Hey Arnold. We can draw Hey Arnold. I feel like I did before, like forever ago. But sure, we can get a Hey Arnold in here with you know, from memory. It's gonna end up looking like Stewie. But that's just what happens. It's a little that's all right. Hey Arnold is a show that I remember the theme song more than anything. It's kind of it's just like a show that had like this, you know, it has its own like really casual, like nice vibe. It's almost like, I don't know why, but it's almost like Arthur in a weird way. I don't know why I feel like that it makes sense to make that comparison. Maybe it's like kind of the setting or something, but you know, Arnold's the kind of show that was probably on a lot when I was a kid. But it's not one that I ever like had a memory of like an episode or anything. Like I feel like it's probably something you like a little more when you're an adult. I mean, everybody's always talking about the really depressing Christmas episode and stuff. I didn't even know that episode existed until I was old enough to watch people's like cartoon reviews and stuff. And I'm sure if I saw that as a kid, I like wouldn't have understood what it was about at all. But that's the magic of it. Arnold also a character that, let's make his body not lopsided, geesh. Arnold's also a character that's well, Helga's in Nick All-Star Brawl. That makes up for it. Never mind. Is Arnold like in the background of the stage in that game? Probably not, because they want to, you know, it's like assist trophy rules. If there's an assist trophy, they can't be a character, so they're gonna not have him be in the background so they can make him a $7 DLC character in the future. I mean, he's got arms. He certainly does have arms. See, this is my problem. Can you tell how like rudimentary my ability to draw cartoon characters is? That I just still like I make Minecraft arms for everything rather than like making an actual atomical body. That's what I got to work on. I just don't know how. I don't know how to, I mean, I guess you just learn from doing it all the time, but I don't know how to do it without it taking like an hour. Oh, that's gone. Can I cheat? Let's cheat. Let's give him, there we go. Erase that thing. Erase it. Good enough. There we go. Then he's got, his eyes are never, or they're more commonly not fully open. So he's kind of got like a go animate kind of thing going on. Maybe not quite like that. I do know Hey Arnold was in Nickelodeon Freeze Frame Frenzy, which was a Game Boy game where you like, it was, I guess technically it was like a rail shooter, but you took pictures of things, and I was obsessed with that game, and probably still would be if I played it again, which is, you know, something to consider for sure. That's a video topic that's always been floating in my mind, is doing something about all Nickelodeon games, or specifically like the Nicktoons crossover games, but that's a lot of work. Playing video games is a big investment. But I guess so is watching a show. It's probably too dark for his shirt, but whatever. Won't worry about it. That comparison made sense in my head. You mean like the Arthur thing? It's like Cowboy Bebop. It's so chill and nothing happens, but there's like a deep lesson in each episode. Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to say Arthur. Looks like a Psychonaut OC. You know what? It does. Shut up. That's my secret. They're all Psychonauts OCs. Waffle. He had, I mean, he has pants on, right? Is it just the same color as his shirt, or just like darker? We'll go darker, like some jeans. The Toy Bots one, or Creature from the Krusty Krab. Good abbreviation there. But well, Creature from the Krusty Krab is a sponge. Like talking about SpongeBob games is a whole different meal. Although Creature from the Krusty Krab would be a great one to talk about, because but I mean definitely to stream too. But like everybody's always Battle for Bikini Bottom this, Battle for Bikini Bottom that. Creature from the Krusty Krab's awesome too. It's just like very different. I don't know what kind of shoes he got. Good enough. I actually want to see real quick if I have a drawing of Arnold from another stream. What? Because he probably looked exactly the same as this one. Whoops. Creature from the Krusty Krab is so tutorialized, it's painful. I mean, I haven't played it since I was maybe 13 or something, but I don't know. I don't remember feeling that way. I mean, every like level in that game is a very different type of thing, so it makes sense for there to be some amount of tutorial. And I don't know. I mean, you know, it's blasphemous to say. I really shouldn't say it. But dare I say it, I never finished playing the Battle for Bikini Bottom remake because I kind of just didn't like it. Gasp. I know. But like Battle for Bikini Bottom, this has definitely been something I've talked about before, but as a kid, not only, you know, did the game didn't make any sense to me because I never played a game with that kind of format where you got to collect items in missions and then open other levels and things like that, which is weird because everybody's like, oh, Banjo was my favorite game in my childhood. Well, I had my equivalent, I guess, with Battle for Bikini Bottom, but I didn't understand how it worked. So how on earth did any kid understand how Banjo-Kazooie works? Because that game seems very complicated. But But I'm not able to have too much nostalgia for that one specifically because I just never was able to understand how to progress. I just like played the intro scene a lot. And then also we took very bad care of our games. So my disc for that game just like broke, and I just was never. I think literally I was allowed to play Jellyfish Fields, and then nothing else would work because the disc was scratched. So, you know, I'm missing out on something there for sure because I didn't get to grow up with it. But then I had Creature from the Krusty Krab because I got that as like one of my first Wii games. And I think Creature from the Krusty Krab was the first video game, probably one of the first video games that I ever beat without needing any help from my sibling or from my dad or anything. Which is, you know, that's something you could tell I'm still proud of because I remember that. Let me see. Did I even do drawing streams last year? I guess I didn't at all, huh? Oh no, here's some. Oh, those are like OCs though. Yeah. Oh, here we go, right there. Here's Arnold. This is Arnold from last year, last June. He's playing baseball. I don't know what that face. That's like a flapjack face. We got Roger Rules Doug over here. Chucky. This looks exact. Like, is this face a reference to something? This face seems like very, very similar to something else. I also used like almost the exact same colors. There you go. That's 1 year of improvement. What changed? His hair got taller. I guess not quite a year. Kid was too busy playing I Spy. I don't even think I was really able to beat I Spy games. Can I draw Grimm from Billy? You know, I feel like I drew him before too. I don't know if I could find that. But we got Felix the Cat and Grimm. We can do that. We could do those two. Why not? Of course, drawing Felix the Cat will be a little tough though, because I don't know what he looks like necessarily. The Felix the Cat, everybody's favorite character that is like a clock. You at least one point in your life you've seen a Felix the Cat clock somewhere. Now, old cartoon characters like Mickey and Felix, they have this thing, you know, they have like the face where they're like their face is all white, but it has like, it's like, you know, it's like the shape, and you don't think about it, but like drawing that's really hard. Like getting Mickey Mouse right, because he has like the weird head thing, skin going on, like makes him hard to draw. He might end up looking a little angry if I do this. Oh wait, and I did that on the wrong layer too. But yeah, you know, he's got like this going on, and then like his eyes go under it. He's gonna probably look like a vampire. Oh, this is more like Oswald, actually. I do this, it's Oswald. He has like those, he's got the Pac-Man eyes. And that actually kind of looks much better than I expected it to be. This is, my head just says this is Oswald though. Are his eyes different? Does he not have the Pac-Man eyes? And we can, yeah, fill that. Give him a tongue. Why do old cartoon characters have Pac-Man eyes? Why was that like a stylistic thing? You know, that's a tongue, sort of. Whoops. Are his ears like closer to... Give him big anime ears. This is gonna look much more like a anime mascot character than Felix. He also doesn't wear clothes. He definitely does not wear clothes. This might look like bending the ink machine a little bit. It's pretty alright. A little bit of that going on. This side a little bit. Oh, needs the skin. There we go. And you have like a tail. I mean, that's like a mouse tail. You must have like a something. Well, I guess his hand is in the way now. But let's just give him like a little bit of this. A little bit of this. There we go. That's not bad. It's a pretty alright Felix, if I say so. A big cartoon hand. There we go. That's not too bad. Excuse me. Does he have shading on his tummy or anything? His eyes and pupils are just circles. Well, we'll get a reference picture now that I've used all my brain capacity. Oh yeah, he does just have. That makes it even harder to draw because his whole face is the Mickey Mouse thing that I was saying I have difficulty drawing. Hey, there's a Funko Pop. Make a good picture here. There we go. There's a watermark on this one, so you know if this website, if I disappear, it's because this website sued me for showing this render that they made. Good enough. Mine's like an amalgamation of like every 30s cartoon character put together into one. I would say it's acceptable. What? His hand! Alright. Now, we shrink these guys. Oh, there. Those. I guess we just. Yeah, why not? Let's just progressively shrink everybody, but keep the big ones as backup still. And we wanted Grim from the Grim Adventures of Billy May, which is a character that I like, but also don't know how to draw. I don't think I've like ever drawn him before, really. I do like skeletons though. Well, kind of. I mean, kind of, because he's. Man, I always do this with the eyes. It's just the way I draw. Is that I draw the eyes like that all the time. That's good enough. This would be like a chibi one, like Fusion Fall. It's chibi. Grim. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Oh, and he's on this layer. Sure. That works. So she's gonna give a thumbs up. And be like, yeah. You drew me, I guess. Hey, I know this royalty-free song. This was my end card theme. I don't know if it still is. I think I changed it from this. There we go. There's a thumbs up. Then you can like have a scythe in this other Minecraft hand of his. Grim is such a good character idea. He is. Any sort of concept. I mean, it's almost partly like why like my one OC that I have a design for, like the whole gimmick there is like to make light of the underworld. So I think anything that uses that concept is fun. And yeah, it takes a lot of creativity to come up with different kinds of death-esque characters, because it's very easy to just make them like a evil skeleton. I mean, I should know this because I'm the one who made a video about it, but was there any Billy and Mandy stuff in the Pibby short? There wasn't, right? Or at least maybe Grim was there, but probably not. I don't know. I know the creator of Billy and Mandy has randomly decided to be pretty vocal on Tumblr. I haven't used Tumblr in a while now. I've hopefully, to stop wasting my time all the time, I maybe have moved past the need for Tumblr. But he's been answering like a lot of questions and stuff on Tumblr. And I don't know, he seems kind of bitter about whatever Cartoon Network did to treat him. But I'm sure most creators probably end up feeling that way. Congrats, you're a Pibby content creator. Yeah, I didn't expect to be, but I'm for it. I have that. If we want to talk future plans, spoilers for me, for my channel, anyways. Not for Pibby, because if I knew about that, I would have told everybody already. But I've had a video script about like news that only I would care about. I've had that script done for like 3 weeks and I haven't recorded it, so I'm gonna record that. That'll be the next video, and then after that, probably go back maybe one last time. Maybe it depends on how many people end up sending more things, but I'll probably do another Pibby related video after this news video that hopefully will come out like I can have done for like Thursday or something. I would hope. I bought myself, quite literally, with the earnings I've made from YouTube in the past few months, I bought myself a new laptop so that when I'm at my real job and I have off time, I can work on more video stuff. So hopefully, that'll push us to pump out his skin. That'll push me to pump out more content. That's a good Grim, I gotta say. This is probably the better drawing of the night, even though it's not quite him. And because we've been doing it for everybody so far, why not give him a reference picture? Grim, Billy, and Mandy aesthetic. What does that mean? That's like the top. Oh, I guess like for like emo like mood boards. That's like, okay, I see. Here we go. Oh, he is more elongated. I was like kind of worried if I was gonna make his head too long or something, but I guess he is. He's also really sharp. At least he is. The kids kind of are in like these stock photos. Huh. I don't know. Because Billy and Mandy tries to kind of do like a Hanna-Barbera type of thing, but maybe Hanna-Barbera is pointier than I think it is, because it's all like 50s stuff. But this is the biggest image I've ever seen in my life. Why can't I get pictures that high res when I'm making videos for stuff? Here we go. That's all right. Wait, YouTubers get money? Shh. Who's gonna tell him? Do we want a Pibby? I can throw a Pibby out there. I meant to like start the stream with a Pibby. I've also never drawn Pibby, so here we go. There's a first time for everything. Good. I don't know how her from memory anyways. I don't know how her hair goes, like her default hair. I don't know if it's like a this. That's like what my OC's hair is like. So sure, we'll work with that. She also doesn't have ears. I feel like her hair's more like is it Bubbles who has like that of the Powerpuff Girls? I feel like it's more like that than it is what I wanted to draw. You have tiny pupils because that makes her cute. There we go. And her body is where I worry because it's gonna, not only is it gonna end up diagonal, it's gonna be weird. She's like an eraser person. I don't know why that's what my head says. She's like a weird like eraser alien. Tiny stub legs, tiny. And then give her big. I mean, she has a sword in the video, but let's give her like a battle axe. Because that's cool. Hey, that's a pretty good axe, I must say. Her other arm will stick out there. There we go. There's Pibby. Ta-da. Of course, we gotta cover this axe in red stuff. Or green stuff. There we go. She's about to slay some monsters. Here's like real. Ooh, that hurts my eyes. I'm gonna tone it down a little bit. Pibby could like. I mean, that's kind of the interesting thing about the whole Pibby thing is that like her design, like she could be like an Adventure Time character. You know, like she could pass for being a character in any show, which I guess is just what makes the whole concept work even more. And then she can like blush a little bit, because that's cute. Or maybe it's not cute. I guess she doesn't blush at all like in the real thing, so it looks a little unnatural. She can have like blood on her face though. That works. I like that. That's more appropriate. There we go. My heart does want to fill this in a little bit. Ta-da. See, this is the kind of drawing that, you know, you do and then you're like, oh man, I hope the teacher doesn't see that. There's blood on it. You'll get in big trouble. Now, who's scarier? I mean, like, Grimm doesn't even, her axe is half the size of his body. And like his scythe is nothing compared to that. They're also the like exact same color, even though I didn't. I guess the axe is kind of more green. Don't forget her eye patch. I mean, that's like her secondary design, but we can hop on that. We can do like a alt costume here, even though I colored it in. So that kind of ruins the whole thing. Hang on, we'll make this easy. There we go. Whoops. Let's end up a little lopsided. There we go. she doesn't put it under her hair for some reason in this version. Ta-da. Canon. No, but then you're like, hang on. Can we give her another alt costume? Yeah, because her hair goes down. So, you know, erase these very well. This is why you don't prematurely merge your layers, because then you gotta work with it like this. I mean, I guess kind of just erase like all of this. And then do some of this. There we go. That works. Because if I do it like this, I don't know why it's like. I know people probably don't use the paint bucket tool to color things in, and I'm like not doing it right. But if I use the paint bucket tool on the layer of the thing that I drew, then it fills up like extra pixels, which is why I have to make a second layer where I like put it under it. Every program like has its own weird paint bucket tool quirks. Oops. There we go. Now we got the three. We got the 3 stages of development. Choose your fighter. These are good. Let's put these on a t-shirt or something. There we go. That's good. Remind me to like put this on the thumbnail for my next video about her. Oh, she took a little bit of Grimm's hand. Oh no. Oh my god, I've been doing this for an hour already? That's wild. So here, why don't we quickly take a break, and then I will come right, hopefully the stream, okay, and then I'll come right back and we'll do maybe like 30 minutes more or something. So stay tuned, listen to the music that you can't hear, and don't leave. Please don't leave. And we're back. It might play the bruh sound effect again. Did I? Okay. I'll give you one, though.
Bruh.
Okay. But when we're doing these drawing streams, there's not really a context to use the bruh button. Also, poor Grim lost his hand here to Pibby over here. How unfortunate. Anyways, we can keep the ball rolling. Let's do something. Do something crazy. Let's draw an OC right now. Yeah. Here we go. We're gonna draw a line with my eyes closed, and then we're gonna somehow turn that line into an alien. All right. My heart's saying something like this. Thinking like he's coming out of, yeah, he can come out of like a UFO here. Could be like a sort of like a Kirby enemy or something. Fangs. Yeah, scary. Yeah. And then that's I guess these could be little robot legs or something actually. Give them little sick. I guess it makes sense to give them little robot arms too then. A little bit of this. Oh, it could be in Destroy All Humans. I hope it could. That's a game that's been on my list for a long time. I have not played those games yet. They keep going on sale, so one day they'll be very cheap. He still hasn't drawn Glamrock Freddy. Amp, come downstairs and I'll show you Glamrock Freddy when I'm done with you. Give him little lights on his UFO body. That's not actually a UFO body because it's his robot body. And his name is Gorg. There we go. That's a good name. I was gonna say Greg, but then I was like, no, it's gotta be an alien name. So he's Gorg. Put that on a t-shirt. Trying to think if I had. I used to do comic books like as a kid all the time. I don't think I ever actually had like an alien universe though. I think maybe I might have had one that was like a ripoff of this series of shorts that were on Nickelodeon called Kaput and Zoski. Like I might have had a very, very short-lived original cartoon universe that was just a ripoff of that show. But it's weird. As much as I like Zim and stuff, I usually any original stuff I made as a kid was like, I don't want to be like human focused. But I guess the human focus kind of came from a lot of like early Flash stuff. And I guess aside from like Charlie the Unicorn, like early Flash stuff usually had stick figures or humanish characters. Oh, that's on the wrong layer, that's why. But here we go. I have had for a little while, actually, like a vague idea for like a space video game. So yeah, sure, this guy can be an enemy in that game and then be, you know, brutally demolished by the player character. I don't know what song this is right now, but it kind of sounded like Vsauce music for a second there. There we go. There's our boy. And it's so weird that Grim's missing his hand. Here's our Gorg. Ta-da! Charlie the Unicorn slap. Charlie the Unicorn is like one of the best things like in the world. with the new laptop that I was just talking about, the first YouTube video I decided to watch on it was Charlie the Unicorn 3. Because that's just how I be. All right, we gotta do our shrink magic. I know he just like finished that recently too, so Charlie the Unicorn has been on my mind recently for sure. There we go. Shrink him down. Used to sing the Candy Mountain song as a kid. My nostalgia lies more in the later ones. I don't even know if I know the Candy Mountain song off my head right now, but I think 3 specifically is like definitely my favorite still. It's like it's kind of the weirdest, even though they're all weird, and that's like the point. But I definitely know like probably the entirety of the song from 3, and maybe from 2, and well, 4 is the moon one, right? There's not 5 of them. There's the 5th one is the long finale. I also really like his the Charlie. Let's draw Charlie. Why not? Here we go. There he is. I like the Charlie to Unicorn videos, which were like videos that he made probably just as a joke to like make people stop asking for more Charlie the Unicorn, but they like ended up actually just being really funny, weird videos. I think he has tiny eyes. That's like the whole style. But then his mouth is like, where does his mouth go? He goes like this, and sometimes they have a tongue when they need one. And then you can be like kidney. LMAO. Beautiful. I mean, we could texture him. I weirdly feel like giving him a texture. I don't know if I have like a concrete texture saved on my computer already. They all have like that clay texture. Okay, here's a picture of old paper. Where we're gonna put a filter on it. We're gonna make it gray somehow. We'll make it blue like that, and desaturate it. Yeah. Oh snap. Yeah. Okay. Can we do a little bit of this? This is movie magic right here. This is how they do it. We invert the selection and we delete it, and there we go. Beautiful. Why was there a blank layer? There we go. There's our boy. You guys want to see these weird? Because I have the Google tab of my Angry Beavers search still open. Look at these. Not a fan. Daggett looks okay. Norb looks like he had, you know, they put something in that wood he was eating. Anyways, ha ha ha. What else do we got? What's another possible contender? Let's roll the dice on our Nickelodeon character list. Give me something. Breadwinners. The breadwinners says my random list. Old paper was so much better than new paper. I know, right? Is always crinkly in the best ways. It's also really, really, really hard to find textures. Because if you ever look for textures on Google, you're always just gonna get stuff that has watermarks over it. But most of the time, the watermarks, you can just barely see them. There's been a lot of times where I've used one And then like after I've edited an entire picture, I realized like, oh, there's just like a watermark like in the top corner right there. It hurts. Also, Charlie doesn't have a whites in his eyes. And hello, well, congrats on being included in that baby video. There's, I mean, I get so many comments on that video still. So hopefully I can make a part 3. We can have even more people be happy to have been included. What did I say? I was drawing breadwinners? I'm not drawing bread. Nobody even remembers breadwinners. Breadwinners it's just such like a, maybe it'll fall into the same category that Mighty B fell into. Or like, I definitely remember back when Mighty B first came out. It was probably even before I was like watching a lot of YouTube. But like people hated Mighty B. They were like, this is so ugly. This is awful. They gotta cancel this, yada yada. And now on Twitter, like every other day I see somebody like showing like a clip of animation from Mighty B and being like, wow, this show's like kind of crazy. They don't make it like they used to. And I'm like, yeah, I thought that when I was, 7 when the show came out and you guys were all mad at it. But then again, maybe it's because it's people from my generation who are the ones reminiscing about it. Also, Mighty B, I learned recently, was made by like a new studio that like is run entirely by women, which is like awesome. That's not something like they should advertise that on the commercials and stuff. Maybe they did, or maybe that's just more of a press thing. It's like what? It's like probably close to more than 10 years later. It has to be 10 years later from Mighty B, and like, they still don't really make any shows like that anymore. What the heck? I don't even know what the Breadwinners looks like. Like this is like supposed to be the kid one, but I guess they're both kids, and that's like the point. But yeah, predict the future. When Breadwinners ends up in Fortnite. In 2 decades when Fortnite's still around, and everybody's like, yo, I remember Breadwinners from when I was a kid. That show was awesome. Everybody who said it was bad is gonna look like a fool, including me. Although I literally have just never seen it in my life. I just like know that people hate it. And you know what? Nightmare Before Christmas was a box office failure, and now it's the biggest merchandise Christmas thing ever. So, serves you right. I also don't know if that's true, but I think it's true. Don't even get me started on Robot and Monster. If they gave that show a better title, it would have rocked people's socks. But I guess the title does describe exactly what the show is. Who even made that show? I feel like that's one of those shows that I've like gone down a rabbit hole and Googled and all that stuff before. Hang on, we're almost done with this Breadwinner. I know nobody wants to see the Breadwinner fan art in 2022, but no, this is the year of Breadwinners. Give him pink shoes, cause who cares? And I don't know what kind of shirt he got on. Give him a tie, pink tie shirt. It's pink. There we go. There we go. Breadwinner. Actually, it looks more like one of the frogs from Flushed Away. Wait, that's actually like pretty good. But that's somebody's drawing. There we go. That's pretty all right. That's pretty all right. All right, we can move past this. The select pen right here. Oops. Beautiful. What do we got in chat? Tulip says hello. What are we talking about? We were talking about how quickly times change and how when I was growing up everyone hated Mighty B, but now everybody loves it, and the same thing is going to happen to the Breadwinners. If anybody ever remembers that the Breadwinners exists, which I'm sure people don't. How old is Breadwinners? Is this like 2017? 2014? Ooh, I just grew a wrinkle. It lasted until 2016 though, but I guess there's probably like a break between seasons. It's really that old? That's quite old. It's almost 10 years old. In 2 years, Breadwinners is gonna be 10 years old, and there's not gonna be anybody to celebrate his birthday. I will. I'll be there. If I remember, which I won't. Alright, we got a little room here to add someone else. I remember Breadwinners having some pretty neat pixel art in it, but it wasn't funny. Yeah, you had me in the first half. I've never seen it at all. I just know everybody hated it. And I guess, because everybody hated it, I didn't watch it, but knowing me, I'd probably like it. I mean, I think the style is cute. I mean, there's like, from this Google image search, there's like some definite, but it equals funny humor. But like, I like that style it's got going on. I've seen Breadwinners, and for a 7-year-old, that's good. But if you have any developed sense of humor, it sucks. Snow says, I watched it because it was an alternative to SpongeBob when SpongeBob, the only show ever, wasn't on. True. I mean, I haven't watched TV probably since Gravity Falls ended, which was like, what? Was that 2014 or 16 or something? I think since Gravity Falls has ended, I've only ever watched TV for when like something new was on, which honestly like doesn't happen at all. Let's draw Gravity Falls. Let's get a Bill Cipher in here. We can't not. Huh? Why is this gray? Did I turn the opacity down or something? Oh no, yeah, I do this sometimes. I don't know what turns. There's got to be a hotkey that turns the density down or something, because I do that by accident a lot. Oh, that's too much of a Dorito. I know like Star versus Forces of Evil was still going. Like I think I mostly just DVR'd whenever there was recorded whenever there was new episodes of that. Like I don't think I ever watched those live. And then I probably tried to watch Steven live as much as I could. But yeah. Trying to think like what I mean that's the problem with Nickelodeon, is that like, we say like, oh, SpongeBob's the only thing they show. The secret is that the only thing they show is actually their live action garbage. Truth bomb, rude, but like aside from Drake and Josh, kind of everything live action they've ever put out has not been good. I guess the stuff before Drake and Josh has, and I mean maybe excuse me, maybe there's perspective on it, but they would definitely just have like iCarly on all the time, or Victorious, or whatever else. It sucks that there's so many streaming sites now, and like, the prices are getting high, and it's gonna be the same as paying for cable and yada yada yada, but they don't have commercials, and you can watch whatever you want whenever you want. Compared to TV, that's a big difference. Because you don't even realize how much it bothers you until you watch TV, and then you're like, huh. I think the most recent time I was watching TV, actually, which is perfect coincidence, is when Bill Cipher's cameoed on The Simpsons, because I was like, I have to see that live, because I'm like, what is that gonna be? And it was actually kind of sweet sitting down watching Fox's animation block, like specifically because I haven't done that in so long. Like I probably haven't watched Fox Animation Domination since like the Napoleon Dynamite show was on, which, you know, that's a whole other rabbit hole if we want to talk about that. I did watch for quite a while. FXX, which is like Fox 2, had their own animation block with their own animated shows. That was probably it was definitely like a more akin to Adult Swim, and had a ton of shorts and stuff. It was called Animation Domination High Def, and they had a lot. They went through a lot of different shows on that, and they were all like clearly lower budget stuff, but they were just all like so pleasantly super weird. I loved watching that. I guess that was probably around when Gravity Falls had ended. Oh, Bill Cipher cameoed on The Simpsons, by the way, if people were thick hat Bill. Imagine living in America where you can actually watch shows on TV and not have to wait 3 years to see it on Netflix or something. Yeah, I mean, because I have no concept of what it's like in other countries. I know for some close enough, and Adventure Time Distant Lands in other countries have been airing on TV. Even though Close Enough, I think Close Enough has aired in America on TV like it was originally intended to. But I remember seeing on Twitter like promotional posters for like the Malaysian release of Adventure Time Obsidian and stuff. It's always cool seeing stuff like that, but you never, stuff like that never gets shown off usually. Maybe it wasn't Malaysia. I follow Cartoon Network Asia, I think, on Twitter. So it was some Asian territory. It was a good joke too. It was a good joke. Think about what staying up waiting for the Bill Cipher thing on The Simpsons was, though. That I had the time wrong, so I actually had to watch like the entire block. And I watched like a rerun of The Simpsons, and then it ended, and I was like, "Where's Bill? They lied to me." And then I was like, "Oh, that was a rerun of like last week's new episode." But you know, then I got to watch Bob's Burgers. I don't think I watched Family Guy. I might have left the TV on while Family Guy was running. I don't know. That was a little pleasant. It's definitely nice to have a day where multiple new things come out, and like they're all things that you kind of care about. Like that's something that was so fun about when Cartoon Network was at their peak with Adventure Time, like releasing and stuff, that they would have a night. I feel like I gotta draw something, so we'll draw more Bill. They would have a night where they had so many shows to release that they only showed one new episode of each show. And they had like a 2-hour block where it was nothing but singular new episodes of shows back to back, where it was one Adventure Time, then one regular show. And I guess it probably created a weird format when they did like reruns, because then they'd combine episodes that weren't previously combined and stuff like that. But they do like one Adventure Time, one regular show, one Mad, and then one other show that like was 7 different shows because they kept canceling shows. But that was freaking awesome. Eventually they kind of slowed that down, and started, you know, they did one new Adventure Time and then a rerun, and then one regular show and then a rerun, because like Mad wasn't around anymore and stuff. But you know, that was still awesome. They do 2 Steven Universes and things like that. I also remember Problem Solvers, despite people thinking it was canceled, still aired for a little while, but they moved it to Thursday nights, like as the last show before Adult Swim was on. I think they had new episodes of Problem Solvers on Cartoon Network on a Thursday night, when every other show was on Monday still, but they pushed Problem Solvers down to Thursday without ever advertising it, other than the show's Facebook page that I followed, because of course I did. I'm a historian. Streaming was the best when everything was on Netflix, but they started to break off. Now there's like 6 billion services. That's definitely true. I remember when, you know, you could watch Cartoon Network on on Netflix. That was good. But now if you're able, you just have to get another service. The problem with the services though is that like Netflix and Disney Plus are kind of the only services that have like a good interface. So every other service is like really laggy or like has a bunch of like errors whenever you try to watch something, or the subtitles look weird. Like Netflix and Disney Plus are the only ones that actually like do it right. But you have to, if you want to watch the new South Park specials, you have to endure Paramount Plus. And I do actually want to watch Star Trek Lower Decks before my subscription wears off. So I do need to endure Paramount Plus for a little while longer. I thought it came out in December, but I guess it came out in March, which I forgot about. So my subscription's still going. I thought it renewed itself and I got like angry and nervous, but it did not. This is a good bill. Good bills. Did you watch Close Enough Season 2? I remember it came out, but it was so quiet. Zero fanfare. I mean, honestly, I think, didn't like Close Enough Season 1 have zero fanfare? It's kind of something nobody cares about for some reason. And I mean, I can see it. I don't want to say it has bad humor, but I just think the fact that like it's kind of pushed to be an adult show, that it makes people be like, or just a lot of people don't even recognize that it came out or recognize who made it and stuff like that. But I think Close Enough is really funny. I don't think it has like the intrigue, the very weird intrigue that regular show had, but it definitely like very greatly accomplishes its mission of, even though it's about like a family dynamic that I can't relate to because I'm like a kid still kind of, it's still really funny and like very, very relatable, very hip. Like it's kind of the only show I've seen that has a lot of like social media satire stuff going on that is actually made by people who clearly like actually have used Snapchat and stuff before. Like it's good stuff. It's not regular show, but nothing really could ever be regular show. But even then, it's like it's still the next best thing to regular show, I would argue. I love it. I definitely feel like agree with what you say, Tulip, where season 2 specifically had no fanfare, but I kind of feel like the whole thing doesn't have any fanfare. Did like Rebel Taxi come out and like say it was bad, and then like that made everybody think it's bad or something? I feel like that's what usually happens. We also got a draw courage request here, so sure, we can draw. We can do a little bit of that. Which, oh man, should I spoil it? You guys are enduring my rambles about nostalgic cartoon scheduling. So sure, spoilers. For Christmas, I bought myself the Courage the Cowardly Dog and Scooby-Doo crossover movie that everybody has probably already talked about because it came out like 4 months ago. But I own it now, so hopefully I can find time to watch that and make a video about it because that'd be funny. It's also, maybe it is now, but I have no idea why that movie, that Courage Scooby-Doo crossover movie, is direct to DVD and they didn't put it on HBO Max. Like they still haven't. Hello, Evil Cartoon Network. Can I get Irregular Show? Irregular Show is just King of the Hill. But okay, anyway, good one. No one talks about Close Enough except for you, and you didn't even say a thing when season 2 came out. Did I even review season 1, or did I just review like the first couple episodes? I think I just reviewed like the first like few episodes when they premiered, but maybe I did. I know I had like a video about the release of season 2. Maybe I kind of did a mini review in that, or maybe I did review the show. I don't really remember. But yeah. I don't know if I binged. We definitely, because me and my brother like loved it so much, we binged season 1 in one day. I think season 2 we didn't binge in one day, but we did rewatch season 1 before season 2 because we like it. It's funny. That's all it's got to be. But and I didn't say a thing when season 2 came out. I mean, I guess I didn't. I tried to retweet. I mean, Quintel, like never tweets. He tweets so unfrequently that I have notifications turned on for him. So I'll retweet whatever he says, And they are making a season 3, so there's people out there watching it. You know, it's probably more of a marketing problem. Okay, Blue Scout. Nobody talked about it for a reason. I'll show you a reason. Plays the "Hit Me Baby One More Time" scene from season 2, episode 4. That's not true. That's not a real scene. I made that up. That's actually from Robots. Courage has like that going on. I mean, I don't know what Courage looks like. Courage is kind of like weirdly complicated. There we go. He's screaming. That's all he does, right? He's screaming. Everything's so scary. He's screaming. Just gonna look like Rocco. I was talking about the Scooby-Doo thing. Oh, okay. Somebody bigger than me has to have had reviewed that, right? Surely one of them did, and then like they said it was bad, and then like everybody's like, okay, it's bad, and then they like stopped watching it. I mean, it's probably bad though, but I mean, you know, I can't judge it until I watch it. Let's do like a little bit of like cartoon like shenanigans right here. Look, see, that's called animation. It looks like his hand is moving, but it's like a still frame, but his hands actually are not moving. I mean, his nose is covering the other part of him, so don't gotta worry about that. He's got a tail. I guess the tail could be moving too, so we do a little bit of this. There we go. Boom, animation. That's crazy. That looks just that. They're gonna hire me on the Courage meets Supernatural crossover. Because that was the thing Scooby-Doo did. And it's not fair that Courage doesn't also get to do it. I'm getting angry today. I didn't even like have any sugar today. I don't know why I'm like aggressive all this. I guess it's just when you get me talking about these very, very hyper specific cartoon things that I never get to talk about, which is the entire reason why I have this channel to begin with. You know, that's when I shine. Like, don't even get me started on like the Lost, like Cartoon Network 2014 bumper. That doesn't exist. I was just trying to think of like an example of something. Or does it? It might exist and it's lost and we don't, you know, we don't know. This is a good Courage. I mean, it's more Rocco than it is Courage, but no, it's all right. It's all right. Streamer threatens his mods over misreading. No. I don't want to end up on live stream fails or whatever streamer news websites there are. I don't know anything about Courage except Blue Fetus told me I'm not perfect. I mean, yeah, it's same here. Everything I know about Courage comes from like videos about it because it scared me as a kid. So, you know, if it was ever on, what scared me was the what's it called? The Ghost of the Harvest Moon or something like that. It's like a hyper real human face that's like pure white, and it's like the scariest thing I have ever seen in my entire life. That genuinely actually scarred me for life, and I have recurring nightmares about giant white floating faces. I was just talking about that the other day with my brother because we were talking about dreams. I don't know if those dreams, I don't know if they come from that Courage thing or if like that Courage thing made it worse because it like gave me another real life example of like that scary type of entity. So yeah, I hate this show. Courage. I hate Courage. No, not true. Because now I like scary things. I was even considering watching horror movies because I saw Last Night in Soho by my favorite director, and by that I mean like the only director that I pay attention to understand that they're the director. And I was like, huh, this was cool. Then my horror movie friend saw it with us and he was like, you should watch horror movies. And I was like, yeah. And then like I bought like 2 and I haven't watched them yet. know, I got, yes. This sounds like Galaga arrangement music, whatever royalty-free song we got going in the back right now. This is a good card. This is one of the best drawings of the night, honestly, because it's got that animation stuff going on. Not bad. I don't that bill though. Weird bill. He hates it. Listen, it's about a dog. I can't hate it. I drank water without covering my mic. I don't know if that was audible. Seeing the Mask episode when I was a kid and was like, wow, that was heavy. Can you do that in a kid show? I don't know which one that is. That's not the Slab one, is it? Is that one called the Slab? You encountered the entity before seeing it on Courage? Well, the thing is that definitely before Courage, this white-faced nightmare entity that I would have, it was actually probably 100% was from Bear in the Big Blue House. So let's get this. Let's go. I don't know how many more times. This is just one of my interesting character traits, so I have to bring it up whenever. But Bear in the Big Blue House was all the time on Playhouse Disney when I was a kid, and it had this shit, and I hate. Oh, sorry, I swore, and I hated it. I hate you. You're so sweet, but this is like the creepiest design ever. So I definitely had reoccurring nightmares a lot where this thing like came into my house or appeared on my static TV and things like that. And then I think this evolved into its own, terrifying white face OC. And then Courage, seeing that episode of Courage that has a very similar thing in it, cemented that in my brain. And then quite literally up until I was like 13 years old, I was having reoccurring nightmares about these things. Like almost every night. It was good times. Not almost. Maybe like once a month I'd have a dream involving a scary white face. Yes, the moon. And that's why in my YouTube poop that I made forever ago, Bear in the Big Blue House, that still gets views for some reason. I tried to like do scary stuff with the moon at the end of that because I didn't like it. I mean, it's sad because I do like it. It's very cute. Like Bear in the Big Blue House is like such a cute thing, but I don't know. It's not, that design just like freaked me out. It's uncanny, I think is what it is. Look, I just saw a Google image result of somebody being scared of it. I'm not alone. She also looks, stoned, but that's separate. I feel like somehow Zim took inspiration from Courage, but that would be almost impossible. Yeah, I mean, which one's older? Courage might be new. That's a curious. Zim's from like 2003. I don't know the timeline of Cartoon Network like at all. That's where you lose me because I was definitely always more focused on Nickelodeon as a kid, kind of sorta. So aside from I guess starting from Camp Lazlo and beyond, I know the Cartoon Network timeline, but anything before that. Oh my God, Courage is from 1996. Or is that just the pilot? Okay, that must be the pilot. But it started in 1999. That's still really old. Wow. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder. I guess that's something to look into eventually. It's like I don't know what Courage's inspirations were aside from probably just horror movies and urban legends. But like, it's got a similar thing going on as to what Zim has in terms of scaring kids. But that's why I'm such a weirdo, is that I was horrified of Courage the Cowardly Dog, but then Invader Zim was my favorite show. So, I think it probably has something to do with, let's draw Keith from Invader Zim, by the way. I think it just has something to do with how Zim, even when I was a kid, like, you could tell everything in Zim is because they thought it was funny. Even if it's, a kid getting his eyeballs ripped out of his head, you can tell that, like, it was funny. I don't know how to explain that. It also just, it has that, because Courage, with the designs and everything, it seems like it is much more overtly cartoony than Zim is, because Zim has such a unique style to it. So I think just as a kid watching Zim, it was like I was watching a show that I wasn't supposed to be, even though it was like, you know, on Nickelodeon. I think that contributed to why I liked it. But I don't know. I can't even say, like, I guess I probably watched Star Wars before watching Zim, but it's not even like because Zim was sci-fi I liked it or anything like that. Like, Zim is what made me like sci-fi. Excuse me. I don't know. Curious psychoanalysis of myself live on stream. Give him a little. These are Fairly Odd Parents legs for our buddy Keith here. Oof, so I guess he hurt his hand. That makes sense. I was binge watching random reviews that people make about various things at work the other day. One of them was a very short review of Enter the Florpus, and the person said like that they didn't like how Enter the Florpus had like a cleaner style, and in a very weird way, I think I like it more than the original style. But I still like the original style, but I think there's just something more, not even like, I don't even feel like the Enter the Florpus style gets rid of the grittiness or anything, because it still looks super unique. I just think like the neon sort of colors and stuff that Florpus does, like just matches the tone much better. Because like old Zim has like really, really muted like emo colors, and it's like Zim isn't always scary, so having like a constant like darker color palette doesn't really work as much as just having like the very bright and interesting one that the new movie has, and the comic books too. Really, the comic books basically have the same sort of style. That's enough about that. There we go. There was really a hole in his head there that I couldn't fill. The creative courage was into mega old school films and just how he used to live in a creepy farm as a kid. Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see the growing up on a farm influence. Yeah, I mean, old movies are weird as heck too. I could see that a lot. Even just the way the style of the show is. Nick looked at the dude's resume, saw he made Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, and were like, "Yeah, make a kid show." Yeah. They interview in the Zim art book. I think there's an interview with the person who like hired him to make a show for them. I forget. I wish I like knew from the top of my head like what she said in that, but I think it was just something about like, I think it was just the style captivated her, like whether or not it was super gory. Like they could see a lot of very unique potential in the style the comics had or something. And man, I gotta read those comics. I've been trying to read those comics for a while, and I just always like stop in the middle of it because I can never like feel motivated to read something. But like, you know, from what I have read of that book as an adult who can understand things, it's amazing. Like it's completely unhinged and like weirdly like poetic and like, you know, in like a 2002, or I guess it's from like 97, but like, you know, a super emo way, but it's like really interesting. And it's just so over the top that you're like, no matter what it tries to say, or like the horribly silly graphic things that happen in it, you know, none of it actually means anything because it's a weirdo cartoon. But yeah, now I want to like go get back to that like right now. But I would probably need to start from the beginning again. I don't know what's on his shirt. Probably just like a rainbow of some kind. There you go. There's Keith. I feel like I took way too long drawing that. He looks more like a Rugrats character. Invader Zim and Fairly Odd Parents aired on the same night. I did know that. That's such a weird contrast. I remember on one of the DVD commentaries that they did for Zim. I think it was the Dark Harvest episode where Zim steals people's organs, and you just like have to wonder why they were allowed to make that episode at all. Or no, I think it was the Keith's episode actually. On their commentary, they talked about how like when they presented shows to the executives at Nickelodeon, they like did it in order. So they said like right before they had to present their show, like Oswald or Dora. I think maybe it was Dora, but maybe it was Oswald. Maybe they mentioned Oswald in everyone. I think executives have to watch an episode of Dora, and then they have to watch Zim right after that to like approve it. It is very funny. Those old DVDs have like some of the best commentaries in the world. In Amp, I can't listen. I don't want to embarrass myself trying to draw like a furry character, but fine. We'll get Glam Rock Freddy in here as our final drawing. Which I mean, I don't even know where to start. You know, Five Nights at Freddy's fans are crazy because these kinds of character designs are really intricate. There we go. That's like something like that. Oswald greater than all of fiction. Let's go. Just do hit like his shoulders up. No, we're doing the whole package, which is a weird thing to say about this kind of character, but speaking of Oswald, not the octopus one, which I think Oswald the Octopus is on Paramount Plus. Hopefully. It should be. That'd be one of the first shows I make my future offspring watch. But Oswald, like the Disney one, was supposed to be getting something on Disney Plus, and I guess it got officially canceled recently. Or I guess it was rumored and then got officially canceled after it was never announced. But that happens a lot. You know why it's called that, right? It took 5 nights to draw him, but it's actually something I wondered about Five Nights at Freddy's because, you know, it's in the news now because the new game came out and yada yada yada. But like FNAF, as the kids say, it's all 3D models, so I wonder if like the guy even draws. I mean, I guess he does because there's some like drawn cutscenes in some of the games, but like I don't know if he did those. Right? Like, are some people just 3D artists and they just like don't draw? Or does anybody who does 3D also have to be a drawer? I feel like there's such different skills where like it helps to be able to do both. But like, do some people just jump into one and then like never the other? There we go. This is a sort of all right. Looking more like a Mega Man character or something. Stop fooling yourself playing FNAF and make a fursona. Brah. I couldn't even begin to comprehend how the heck to draw any sort of fursona. These are all the people with the real talent. I'm just the guy who can make the videos. Well, what intrigued me, because Five Nights at Freddy's is a thing that like I didn't pay attention to at all for a while. Like I, you know, because I was so cool, I just like kind of dismissed it. Aside from, of course, Demon Lords of Raxos' playthrough of it. It wasn't until I overheard Amp watching a video about the storyline of the VR game, and it was about like brain swapping and stuff, and I was like, okay, hang on, nobody told me it was like insane. And then like he had me binge all the lore and like showed me all the games and the important cutscenes and stuff, and I was like, wow, for a guy who makes mostly Christian games, this is like one of the most interesting video game like story presentations I've ever seen. Do you have a star on his chest? Oh, he's got like that going on. He has a hat. Five Nights at Freddy's is cool. I'm sure all those. I mean, I don't know. Did anything happen with Baldi's Basics besides like the one game? You know, I'm sure all those kinds of things are cool in their own rights. Like I don't know what goes on in Bendy in the ink machine. I don't even know if it ever like got finished. But I just know that there's a song I like that's like a fan song of that game. I don't know anything else about the game. Does Freddy have a cape? Like this version of him anyways? I feel like he does. Baldi was more of a joke thing, to be honest. I mean, I could see that. I kind of just, even whether or not it was, I never questioned that. But I don't know, it seems like some people refer, like I'm watching a channel I found who does like covers lost media stuff. He's been doing a series covering like this really long iceberg about like lost video game content, and so much of it is from Baldi's Basics for some reason. Like I don't know why. Whoever made the iceberg is a Baldi Basics fan. It needs to be darker. He's lighter than that though, isn't he? Actually, this version. That's good. All I know about Baldi is that they have toys at Target. I don't know if I've seen the toys in real life, but I do know that it has toys. I think I know what song you're talking about. LOL. What's it even called? Tulip. What's it called? I can't remember what it's called. But also the person who sings it is my age, and that made me sad to know because I can't sing. Anyways, I know nothing about FNAF, just tiny bits of disconnected lore from osmosis, and I think it's more fun that way. Yeah, I mean, I'm just the kind of person who's so interested in like very like weird dynamic ways of storytelling, and of course like dark stories. So FNAF, like, much to my surprise, is like kind of extremely cool. Minus, you know, the recent stuff that we don't need to talk about here. This horror game, easy, gonna make one. I mean, it is though, right? That's what I always had in mind for doing a, because it's a weird, hyper-specific goal of mine to eventually make a visual novel. And the past like 2 years, I've just been like, why don't I just make like a really quick like horror visual novel? Because like everybody will play it because it's horror. And I mean, I still haven't, but yeah, it does like, so it just seems like, you know, there's a weird pull to make horror things for sure. Because this is what people, I mean, look at Pibby. I didn't think Pibby was gonna get me, 7,000 views, but it did, because it's freaking awesome, because it's a horror thing. Gotta give the people what they want. Normal game that has dark undertone. Chart goes up. The Devil's Swing? Okay, no. I don't think it's that one. Let me look. It is not that one. I can't remember what mine's called. And by mine, I mean the one I listened to. But this lady made it. Hang on, she showed up. What's it called? I definitely heard it like on an Instagram video, and that's why I know it. Is that what it's called? Or is that her? No, that's not it. Hang on. This is important. We gotta get to the bottom of this Bendy and the Ink Machine fan music lore. All Eyes on Me. There we go. That's what it's called. That is a jam. And of course, the Living Tombstone FNAF songs are also jams. But we all know this, surely. If not, then go do your homework. And I kind of grew out of it because it's like it's so dubsteppy, but the Living Tombstone song, what? I think it's called "I Can't Fix You." It's for the Sister Location game. It's also composed by a Vocaloid like artist that I like a lot. That was my favorite one. You know, for like 2 years, but I don't know. It's kind of like loud to me now because I'm old. But it's still pretty awesome. But I think I might lean more towards like the, you know, the one that everybody, the second one that everybody says is probably the best one is the one I like the most now. See, this is why you got to tune into these streams. I don't see any other streamers talking about what rampantly popular horror game fan music they like. Okay, you got to be a very certain kind of person to have conversations like that openly. But I don't care. Who cares? I listen to like 4 songs anyways. There we go. There's Freddy. I feel like he has stars on his body somewhere though, right? Let's do like a Actually, no, wait, he has like a blue mask, doesn't he? Or like makeup or something. There we go. That's good. Let's get a picture of this guy. And let's hold our breath that we get like normal pictures of this guy. Glam rock Freddy. Oh, he has like a lightning bolt. Here, this is a toy, because of course. He has. Whoop. Okay. Just show my whole dictionary. Why don't you? No, I can't show that one because that's someone's. They're all like fan-made renders. I don't want to show somebody's content. Here we go. I think that's an official thing. There we go. Yeah, he has a lot more detail than I had. And sharp feet. Wait, did I draw? I gave him shoes. Of course he doesn't have shoes. I mean, not bad. Did I give him ears? Yeah, sort of. You have the earring. You have the earring and like the lightning bolt thing because I feel like that's important. And this is the kid from the game too. I mean, it's not. That's Keith, but there we go. It adds up. There goes the skin again. I've done that like every single time I've tried to draw somebody. All right, what do we say in the chat? You think the guy that made Slender made a bunch of money, or did he come too early? I don't know, because Slender was free. And then they made Slender the Arrival, which I don't actually know if that person who made the original Slender game was like, like onto something, right? I don't. That's a good question. Because I don't know if the Slender the Arrival, because Slender the Arrival was apparently like awful or something, but I don't know if the guy who made Slender actually had anything to do with that. But unless he had some sort of crowdfunding thing, he probably didn't actually make that much money like at all. Because, I'm sure the ad revenue on the videos that people made of the game got way more, and those were, because the game was free. So everybody was pumping out those videos. I pumped out one of those videos when I was like 11 or whenever that game came out. Well, I also know a Bendy fan song that I like, even though I don't know the game. Yeah, well, the Tulip, we're the same person. That dude's been shaken with anger for years with FNAF and DDLC and junk coming out. What dude, Amp? Was that about Slender? I know legitimately nothing about Bendy. What type of game he's in? Bendy is cool, but his game is meh. I think it's like, yeah. I think from what I think Bendy was just like an Amnesia clone, because I remember like seeing the let's we keep talking about him. Let's get a quick Bendy drawing in here. Why not? Yeah, I think Bendy was just like an Amnesia clone. But I remember looking into it because I was like, oh, like a scary cartoon thing? And then like I watched footage and you were just like, we're holding a lantern. And I was like, so that was me snoring, not me like snorting something. But it's on Switch now. I remember it had like chapters. So, I think it's like done now if it's on the Switch and stuff. But I don't know. I can't say I've seen Bendy like on TikTok or anything, so I think it's beyond its prime. There we go. There's Bendy. Here's the ink machine. Ready? Spoilers. This is what the ink machine looks like. There it is. It's the ink machine. Oh my god. Tulip says, I never heard any FNAF songs as a non-FNAF fan. Should I give them a try? Absolutely. Yeah, but Amp already answered that question for me. But yes, Tulip. They're bops. They kind of just tell their own like segmented stories that like build off context that's presented in the game. But they, you don't actually, I mean, I don't even think they say, do any of the Living Tombstone FNAF songs say animatronic like in the lyrics or anything like that? I guess the first one does, but then again, the first one is probably the one that's most actually related to the game's idea. Hot take: Slender's not even that good. Call that slander. No, that's the funniest thing you've ever said. I mean, dude, I don't know. Cause Slender just is what it is. It's not like it was trying to really be good, right? It's kind of just, you just pick up the pages and that's it. It was like the first thing I ever saw that was made in Unity, though. Probably. It's the first thing I remember seeing the Unity logo on. Before I started paying $60 for games where the credits say Unity in them, which, joking. Slender got that college student 1 week long development progress syndrome. True. That's something that's a good. Someday when I'm bored, I could go down this what the heck was Slender wormhole. I'm sure somebody's had to have made a documentary about the game. I know like the urban legends origin is like from a forum contest or something. But that game is actually an interesting thing to think about because it was a limited time phenomenon, but it was like you know, it was like a first of its kind phenomenon where now people just have channels dedicated to playing games like that. But they're all ultimately better than Slender because they have more things going on in them. Bendy is as irrelevant to the internet now as he is to the world in the lore of the Ink Machine, I assume. You know what, Tulip? Good take. I get you. I get you. It had that scary good YouTube content overreact gameplay. Bring back creepypasta. No. I mean, is creepypasta gone? Give it time. Is creepypasta gone? I guess it's kind of just moved on to this like data mining scary games, you know, ordeal that everybody does now, which is like the coolest thing in the world. But I was looking into the Godzilla NES creepypasta a little while ago. That was a cool one. I mean, like the video actually reading the whole thing is like 2 hours and 40 minutes long, so like I never actually looked into the whole thing. But you know, how long will the stream be? Well, that's the sad part. It just turned 8 o'clock. How perfect. I was definitely winding down now, but you guys are saying so much interesting stuff, so I was reading all of it. But I do think this will be the end of our drawings for the day. But hey, I mean, we got everybody shrinks. We can like zoom in. See, they're gonna be like 3 pixels. Look at who even is that? That's Gur and Rocco, right? Okay, now it looks like Daggett's flipping the bird for sure. What's on this layer? That's them, but they're shrunk here. Yep. And there's Pibby too. I forgot I drew that stuff. That's good Pibbies. That's pretty good. The drawings got better as the night went on, I would say. Rocco's got no arms. I mean, this is, I think Courage ended up being the best. Honestly, it's kind of the most expressive thing here. People will always write horror stories, LOL. The ones in 2 sentences, masterpieces. Listen, I've had one particular horror story in my mind for a while. Beyond what I was saying before, like where I wanted to write a visual novel thing. That the problem with me doing that was that I could never actually come up with something that I wanted to write. I have like half of a visual novel written that's basically just a ripoff of Zero Escape, but like worse than it, kind of. That'll probably never be finished, but I don't know. That was something. But I have another horror story like concept in my head. I just don't know how to best present it, and it's also like really. I mean, that's the point of horror, but like it's really. I feel like it's like off-putting and like beyond anything I've ever written. So I don't know if I would even. I don't know how I would present it to people, because they'd be like, "Why'd you write this?" And I'd be like, "Because I thought it'd be scary." But with that, we can look forward to all that fun stuff another time. I'm glad we got to go down to, but we got to talk about Cartoon Network scheduling and indie horror games, 2 of my favorite things apparently. And I'm sorry, Cal Blocks, you just to it again, but we are winding the stream down. But we'll have more streams in the future, and if you would like, you can watch this one as a recording when it's ended. But I thank you all for tuning in. I didn't even know if I was going to do this for 2 hours, but I did, so that's perfect. Stream this week. I will. You know what? Oh, here's something. Ready? I'll pitch an idea to anybody who's still here. It's going to be so hard for me to remember things, but I wanted to maybe do like a tier list stream of like the best, like ranking things that I watched last year. Because I was like, that could be because I'm seeing everybody else do that. I was like, oh, I could do that. Oh, I could do that on a stream so that I don't have to edit it, basically. But it's going to be really hard for me to remember the stuff that I've watched. But, I mean, Amp says yes in all caps. So sure, you win me over there. And tier lists do so well. Exactly, Snow. Exactly. Tier list stream will pop off. Exactly. You galaxy brain. But yeah. The problem is that I'd have to build the tier list myself though, and also remember what I watched last year. But I guess I could do that. You know, that could be a good thing to do while I'm at work. So I hope to have a video about some totally now irrelevant niche news, probably hopefully by the end of the week. And then also, yeah, we can come back and probably before the end of the week as well, do this stream where we rank do a tier list of things that I watched last year, where every 5 seconds of that stream I'm going to be like, oh wait, I watched this too, and I'm gonna have to add something to the list. I don't know if I should include video games on that either. It's not like I really played that many games, so I guess I could. Why not? I don't know. We'll see what we think. But I'm glad you guys think that that's a good idea. So we will do that. Yeah, I'll try to find a time to do that. So thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it, and I'm sorry to anyone who happened to tune in like right as it was ending. But you know, we'll be back. We'll be back to this. Also, wait, I didn't even mention this. I bought a new drawing tablet that's not here yet, but the one I've been using is literally from when I was in 8th grade. So it won't matter at all, but I'll have a new drawing tablet to use. So we'll definitely be drawing more, hopefully. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. We'll do a tier list thing. I'm losing my voice now because I've been talking for so long. You guys are the best, and you know, thank you. Go watch something. Oh man, wait, that's a testament to how much I enjoyed that movie. I watched Disney's Encanto the other day, and I meant for that to be like the topic of discussion today, but I actually just ended up talking about horror games. So that didn't work. Remind me to talk about. We could put that on the tier list, even though it came out. I guess it did come out last year, but I watched it this year. Whatever. Well, Encanto's going on the tier list.